Okay, so today we are going to talk about exploring data with conditional formatting in Excel. And conditional formatting helps you to spot patterns and trends quickly in your Excel. Right. So to do that, all that you need to do is to select the cell where you want to apply the conditional formatting to. So these records are sales records, and we want to use the amount field to spot patterns in our records. And there are various patterns that you can spot, or there are various tools that you can use to spot patterns. So the first tool is the color scale tool. So once you select the cell, let's clear any rule in it. Right. So once you select the cell, you come to color scale. So color scale, you can choose any color scale that you want. Let's choose this one. So with this first one, you see that the highest amount have deep green. Then as you descend through the amount, the color changes till it changes to red. So red shows the minimum or the smallest or the small amount. Right. So quickly, this is how color scale can help you to spot trends. Right. So to get rid of the trend or the formatting, you just come to clear, then you clear the entire sheet. So the next thing that we want to talk about is using data bars. And data bars also comes in handy if you want to spot trends in your Excel. So first of all, let's select the amount field again, go to conditional formatting, then select data bars. So data bars has various bars that you can use. You can either use solid fills or gradient fills. So let's use solid fill. Right. So by this, the fill with the highest value, the fill fills all the cell. And as you descend through the amounts, the fill reduces. So by this, you can quickly spot trends in your records. Right. So basically, this is how you can use the data bar to spot trends in your record. Okay, so the next data exploration that we want to talk about is top 10, finding the top 10 sales in our records, or the top 10 amounts. So you select the column amount, then you come to conditional formatting, then you choose the top/bottom rule. So top 10 will highlight the 10 highest sales values in our records. So that is how you can choose top 10 records in your data. Right. So the next thing to talk about is bottom 10. So you select the amount field once again, you click down, you click on your conditional formatting tool, then top/bottom again, then you select the bottom 10. So this will highlight the last 10 values in our records. Right. So by this, we will know that this is the last 10 that didn't perform well. Right. So that's how you can also look for the last 10 records, the last bottom 10 records in your data. So by this, you can know the sales values that were below the average. Right. Then the next thing to do again is to select or to look out for the average or above average. So this will highlight sales that are above average in your text. So you come to top/bottom rule, then you choose above average. So this will select all values that are above the average sales value. Okay, you can also choose or highlight. Let me clear the selection or the rule. Right, then let's come to highlight. So highlight also has a set of tools that you can use to find trends in your records or in your data. So you can look for greater than. Maybe you want to filter sales that are greater than a certain range or a certain amount. You can also look for sales that are less than or between a certain range, sales that are equal to a specific value, then text that contain a certain word or letter, a date occurring at a specific time, or duplicated values in your records. Then you can choose more rules by clicking on this. So these are some rules that you can create. We'll talk about that later. Right, so let's try our hands on the highlight tool. So let's select values that are greater than 90,000. Okay, so we don't have any sale greater than 90,000. All right, so we didn't get any selection for that. Let's choose another. Okay, sales that are greater than, let's say, 5,000. Right, so all these sales are greater than 5,000. Okay, what's next? Let's look at how to use icons to also look for trends in our data. Okay, so once the amount is selected, you can come to icons. Then there are a series of icon sets that you can use. My favorite is the signal icon. So when you choose the signal icon, it can depending on the fill, when it fills to the brim or is full, then it means the amount is high. So as the amount reduces, you see that the signal reduces till it reaches 1 bar. Okay, so 0 has 1 bar, 21 has 1 bar, 42, and so on and so forth. So all these tools or icons can help you to find trends in your data. Right, the last thing we want to talk about in this session is creating your own rule. So with conditional formatting, you can create your own rule depending on what you want by clicking on conditional formatting and choosing new. So the rule that we want to look for is, we want to select or format only cells that contain a specific rule. So in this, we will look for a cell that has values less than, let's say, less than 5,000. So this is a manual way, or this is a manual way to create rules. So let's format the rule. So when values are less than 5,000, we want a font color of, let's say, red, and we want a fill color of light pink. Then okay, so this is a preview of what the selection will look like. So when I click on OK, you see that all values below 5,000 are selected. So you can use the new rule to set a whole lot of rules depending on what you want. And you can also format a rule. When you come to manage rule, you have the option to edit a rule that you create. So let's say we want values that are greater than 5,000. So you can edit your rule to suit what you want. So you see that all these values greater than 5,000 are selected. So this brings us to the end of data exploration in Excel. So you can just look through the various tools and use them to suit what you want. Thanks and have a nice day. See you in the next lecture.